All right, let me set up this clip for you. This guy's in the mall and he's interviewing couples, testing their loyalty, testing their level of trust. And this couple says they trust each other, and the guy's like, all right, prove it. Swap phones, go through each other's Snapchats. That's what you're about to watch.
Jakota.
Shaylin.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
Good.
How long have y'all been together?
Year and a half.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Do y'all trust each other 100%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we test that theory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swap phones? Go with that?
Yeah.
Go over here, man. I'm gonna go through Snapchat.
What's your password?
That's her phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna swipe over. Who's Cody Lane?
That's me. That's me.
Okay. Trevor. A new streak?
Yeah.
He was trying to come see you?
Huh?
He said, what you doing tonight?
Oh, no.
She was trying to link with him?
Oh, I see. Yeah, she trying to link.
She trying to link with him?
She trying to link.
I got you, man.
Did you notice that she didn't even look through his phone? She spent the whole time watching her screen as he went through her phone because she knew what was on it and she didn't want to get caught. She knew there'd be evidence of her asking some guy to come over in the middle of the night. The psychology of another human being who purports to care about you, to love you, for them to have the capacity to look you in the eye and lie to you and betray you in the most intimate way, the fact that human beings are capable of that frankly terrifies me. You don't want to believe that it's true, but it is. That's the reality. Some women are awful. They do this. They cheat on their boyfriends. Now, obviously, we condemn that, but can we just talk about the men for a moment? Because how is it that some of these women are able to go months, years having an affair and the man did not notice? It's not like there aren't often signs, like she seems distant, she's always on her phone, she's leaving for work at weird hours. Like the evidence is often right there in front of you, but some men just don't see it. So what's the explanation? Okay, well, sometimes the man is sincerely such a good person that he would never do something like that, and he has difficulty conceiving that other people could possibly be like that. He's just that naive, which unfortunately makes him a prime sucker to be exploited by this kind of toxic woman. And then sometimes men don't see it coming, not because they're so noble, the guy might be a total prick, but because he has a belief that men are scumbags, men are total pricks, just like him, but he doesn't believe the same could possibly be true of women. No, they're more morally superior, they're the fairer sex, they're pure, they're angelic. Men are ruthless animals capable of being selfish and exploiting others. I can believe that, but no, not women. Women are different. Women are special. In case you're new to my channel and you haven't seen enough of my videos to absolutely destroy that myth, let me just break it to you now in as clear terms as possible. Women are 100% as capable as men are of being ruthless, selfish, exploitative, and dishonest. If you don't know that to be true yet at the core of your being, please, for your own sake, watch more of my videos, because this false belief in female moral superiority guarantees you are going to be miserable in your relationships. But what's the last reason why men don't see this coming? Why they can't pick up on the signs that their girlfriend is cheating on them? It's something I'm calling investment bias. I don't know if that's a real term or if I just made it up, but what I mean by this is that some men are so invested in a specific outcome that they start to distort the way that they perceive the facts in order to justify and confirm their pre-existing belief and the outcome that they want to achieve. I see this all the time in my Hey Hero requests. When people write to me asking for advice, which you can do here, this is such a common story. There's this girl that I'm obsessed with. I've been chasing her for months. I've been chasing her for years. She hasn't really shown like a lot of interest. You know, she kind of keeps me at a distance. I haven't been able to make much headway. But you know, there was this one time when she spoke to me in this kind of manner, and I'm thinking maybe that means that she likes me. These guys, they sometimes come to me with a list, like a literal list of all of the evidence that they have supporting the conclusion that they want to believe in, like all the proof that they can imagine why this girl actually likes him, even though she's not going out with him. And they tell me all of this information because they want me to sign off on it. You know, like I'm Alexander Grace, I'm the relationship guy, I'm the expert on women. Like, hey, you look at this same evidence that I'm looking at and then tell me that I'm not crazy, that yeah, there is hope, that yeah, she secretly does like me. Like, can I just be self-indulgent for a moment and complain a little bit about my job? because those circumstances, that's really hard for me to have to do. That's not easy. That's not fun. Guys who are lonely and want connection reaching out to me, desperate to believe that what they've imagined is going on, this secret tortured romance that's going to end in a happiness ever after. And they're bringing me all of this evidence, this list, and they want me to approve of it. Geez, that's tough. So I have to be the one to destroy those guys' dreams. You try and do it gently and with some compassion, but that's what they're paying me for, the truth. I have to be the one to tell him that none of the things that he's pointing at actually indicates that this woman likes him. I promise you, as a fact, I have broken more men's hearts than the most extroverted party girl. I'm doing it on the behalf of other women who can't just be honest and say, I don't see you that way. But it often falls to me to deliver that death blow, to actually give the guys this bad news. And some of the stuff that men point to as evidence that a girl likes them is simply astonishing. I texted her with a question and she answered me. She must like me. I was talking to her about a TV show that I like and she says she likes the TV show. She must like me. We were in a group of people and I made this joke and she laughed really loud. She must like me. She came to hang out at my house once. She must like me. She tells me all of her relationship difficulties. She must like me. The investment bias is just so strong sometimes, and it feels so cruel to have to be the one to cut through it. Now, I'm not saying the things in that list are necessarily evidence that a girl doesn't like you, but it's certainly not proof in and of itself. It's just investment bias. When a man wants to believe that a girl really, really likes him, then of course he's going to interpret all of her behavior to support that conclusion. Just like when a man wants to believe that his girlfriend is loyal to him and that she's not a ruthless, selfish cheater, he's going to interpret all of her behavior in such a way that supports that conclusion. The investment bias is so strong. I've even had guys on Hey Hero send me stories along the lines of, this girl that I like has ignored me for 3 months, but last week was her birthday, and so I texted her happy birthday, and she gave me a love heart emoji in response. Do you think that she likes me? No, she doesn't like you, and I'm sorry for the tough love, but you've got to wake up. Gentlemen, if this describes you, please stop. Save your dignity. You are embarrassing yourself. Stop focusing on those few small things that could indicate that maybe she likes you, and then focus on all the things that she's not doing that would obviously indicate that she likes you. Does she seek you out? Does she want to spend lots of time with you? Is she constantly calling you? Does she give you long eye contact, laugh at every one of your jokes, ask you how you're doing, try and be a part of your life? When you move to kiss her, does she kiss you back? When you ask her out, does she say yes? Is she your girlfriend? Because I tell you what, in 90% of cases, if she likes you, then you'll be dating her. If she's not dating you, then she doesn't like you. Like, can we honestly just get rid of this myth that there's these situations that are really, really common where boy likes girl and girl likes boy, but they're not together? No, in situations where both those elements are present, they're in a relationship. And if that doesn't describe you, it's because one of the parties isn't coming to the table. She's not interested. Learn to accept it, grieve it, move on. Oh, but Alexander, I can't just move on because I haven't asked her out yet. Okay, fine, go. Do it. Cut out the friend zone bullshit. It's a fucking scam. It's not fair to you and it's not fair to her. If you want to know if she's interested in you, go and ask her out. Don't just wait on the sidelines and start interpreting little bits of information oh, this could mean this could mean that. No, tap into your masculine courage and go and ask her on a date. But I might get rejected. Good. At least then you'll have your answer and you can move on. Stop chasing a woman who doesn't like you because of this investment bias. Find a woman who does like you. Date her because your life is too precious to be wasting your time on this. Your time is valuable. You understand, we're only on this planet for a very short period of time. You have one precious life. You can't waste it. You got to make smart choices. My most recent Patreon video is about men who spend their time playing video games and whether or not women find that attractive, whether that's a smart choice. You can check that out here. But when it comes to your dating life, surely this should not be a controversial statement to say that any time that you are investing in a girl that's not interested in you is time wasted. But even after listening to my admittedly over-emotional rant just then, some guys are still going to keep doing this. They're too lost down the investment bias. They'll say, oh, but Alexander, I can't just give this up. What about all those little things that could indicate that she likes me? The coming round to my house, the laughing at my jokes, the answering my text. She wouldn't do all of that unless she had feelings for me, right? Please subscribe to my channel and watch more of my videos, because if that's what you're thinking, your understanding of women is so painfully inadequate. Women are often nice to men for reasons that have nothing to do with wanting to sleep with them. Maybe they're just nice girls, and so they're being friendly, they're being polite, they're not interested in you romantically, they're just wanting to be like well-mannered girls. Or more cynical than that, maybe they want you to believe that they're interested in you, but not so that you can actually date them and have a relationship with them. No, it's because it makes them feel good to have a bunch of men in the friend zone, orbiting around them, backup boyfriends, giving her a self-esteem boost, doing her favors. Oh no, I couldn't believe that women could be that selfish. They couldn't exploit men like that. Are you kidding? That's not even that rare. Lots of women have orbiters. We have proof. One of the earliest videos I ever did on my channel, I went and asked women about the men that they keep in orbit. And to my shock, there were heaps of women like, yeah, I do that. I've got this many men. I'll put a link here so you can check that video out for yourself if you don't believe me. But it's not even really about understanding female psychology. Like, even if I convince you that there are women capable of being ruthlessly selfish and using men in this way, that's not necessarily going to cure the real problem, which is inside the male mind, this investment bias that so many men have. But I'm telling you, when you desperately want something to be true, you cannot trust your own interpretation of the facts. You're too biased. You can't see it clearly. You want to believe that that girl is interested in you. You want to believe that you're destined to end up together. You want to believe that your girlfriend isn't cheating on you. But it's that very desire that you have, that want, which prevents you from seeing things clearly. One of the big reasons why society is filled with this myth that women are the pure angelic sex is because men perpetuate that myth. Women have already shown us in their actions, in their behavior, that they're anything far from perfect, but too many men are desperately clinging to that belief because it's too confronting for them, because they're still hoping to be saved by a good woman. They're hoping for some kind of angel to swoop them up and lift them to the heights of heaven. But it's time to put away such childish fantasies. It's time to step up, to be an adult, to be a man, and to be a masculine man means to be comfortable confronting reality, looking at the facts, even if they're uncomfortable. Do you remember that scene in Game of Thrones where Littlefinger is giving advice to Sansa? I'm going to read out the quote here. Sometimes when I try to understand a person's motives, I play a little game. I assume the worst. What's the worst reason they could possibly have for saying what they say and doing what they do? Then I ask myself, how well does that reason explain what they say and what they do? Men, you have got to start using this technique with the women in your life. Do you remember that clip at the beginning of the video with the couple who went through each other's phones and he discovered that she was cheating on him? He needed to apply the Littlefinger technique and assume the absolute worst motivations from her, and then suddenly her behavior might have made a lot more sense. Or like, oh, that's why she's distant. Oh, that's why she's always bringing up that male friend of hers. Oh, that's why she's always on her phone and won't tell me what she's doing. If I assume that the reason for all of that behavior is because she's cheating on me, suddenly it all makes sense. Men, we need to collectively stop pedestalizing women. Realize that there's nothing special about women as a gender. They're capable of being ruthless and selfish, exploitative, and dishonest. And if you need evidence of this, my paid course has 10 real stories that feature plenty examples of this. It's by applying the Littlefinger technique and assuming that women are acting out of the worst motivations to see if their behavior makes more or less sense that we can actually start the process of weeding out the low quality women from the high quality women. Because I'm not saying that all women are terrible, far from it. What I'm saying is that this current mythology that women are special is hurting the actual high quality women who've deserved it, who deserve their special place in society. They're genuinely kind, nurturing, honest, exemplary characters, but their wonderful, well-deserved reputation is being exploited by toxic, low quality women who want the reflected glory of being the same gender as those women. But fuck that, they don't deserve it. Start being honest with yourself about why she's behaving the way that she's behaving. Oh, my girlfriend's just a fun girl. She's just extroverted. She's really social. She loves spending time with her friends. She loves to go out. She loves to dance. And that's why she's going out to clubs 3-4 times a week. Maybe that's possible. But also consider the possibility that she's going out to nightclubs where there's lots of men who are going to be hitting on her because hypergamously she wants to trade up. Doesn't that explain her behavior a little better than all the mental gymnastics you had to go through? Oh, my crush is just such a sweet, friendly girl. You know, she's really naive. I think that she does like me. She just hasn't realized it yet. You know, so I'm waiting for her to to come to that on her own conclusion. I don't want to rush her. Maybe she's that naive, or maybe she knows exactly how you feel and she's keeping you on a string. You are a backup boyfriend to her in case nobody better comes along. She's sweet and friendly to you because she likes how she feels in your company. You give her an ego boost. It validates her desirability to have a man chase after her. If you have a strong investment bias, then you cannot trust your own perception. The data has been corrupted. You need to apply the Peter Baelish technique from Game of Thrones. Start imagining that her actions and her words could be motivated by a completely different set of goals. Then ask yourself, does that explain her behavior better than the alternative explanation? Because if it does, then you're moving closer to reality. Not every woman out there is exploitative or dishonest, but there are enough toxic women out there that this is a real danger that you need to protect yourself against.